So let's rank all the films I watched for the first time ever for the month of September 2021. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D. This time around, I'm going to bring to you a ranking of all the films I watched for the first time ever in the month of September of 2021. I watched 18 films, so I'm going to try to go rapid fire if I can. Well, as best as I can anyway, on this ranking. So, if you know what I do as always for these rankings, well, good for you. So, let's get into it. Coming in at number 18 is Cabin Fever, Patient Zero from 2014. While I mostly like the original Cabin Fever, and I have seen a sequel which was okay, but this one was, characters were absolutely dull. I mean, while some of the blood and gore was kind of reasonable in some parts, but not a whole lot, it was just too freaky in some parts. But if I do watch these Cabin Fever flicks again, I would rather rewatch this over the remake, which I have yet seen. I don't know if I want to, because I know it got dissed and what have you, so did this one. Enough said about it. This is just one flick I think you gotta avoid, unless you are a hardcore fan of this series, though. Now, coming in at number 17 is I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer from 2006. I don't know what to tell you. This was dull as well. I mean, well, I liked I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I still know what you did last summer, but this was just, I don't know, the cast, like the Cabin Fever third movie, they're just dull. I mean, while I appreciate them trying a new formula, but I really wish they would have continued after the event of, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Oh well. They tried their extreme best, but again, this was nowhere as good. If you're a completist, I'd say a one-time watch, but I don't know if I want to review this, but to be on the safe side, stay away from this film. Alright, coming in at number 16 is Deep Star 6 from 1989. Yeah, this is that other film that tried to follow in the footsteps of The Abyss, which came out the same year. And it was directed by Sean Cunningham, the guy who gave us Friday the 13th. And well, it has a factually okay cast, but not great, though. The film's alright, but it's not as good as The Abyss, though. It's kind of like a mashup of The Abyss and Alien and what have you. Almost like what that other film that was like this, The Leviathan, that came out the same year. Yeah, only that was kind of more like The Thing, though, with a little bit of The Abyss rolled into it. But overall, it's okay, but it's not really that great, but it's okay, though. Now, coming in at number 15 is Cinderella 2021. Yep. I took a chance and watched this. While it was kind of a mixed bag in what have you, I liked Camila Cabello. She was really good. Idina Menzel was pretty good. Well, it's just that some of these here people we've seen this were kind of mixed and what have you, you know. I mean, I did like Nicholas Godseen as Prince Robert, and Billy Porter as the fabulous godmother. But anyway, some of the others were just kind of okay, and not really that great, though. But anyway, and the music was factually reasonable. There were some I didn't recognize, and there were some songs I just didn't think felt right to belong in the movie, you know. If you haven't seen my spoiler-free review of it, you should check it out. This one's okay, though, but I'd rather rewatch the second, the second installment of a Cinderella story, or any of the other Cinderella stories leading up to the previous two over this, though. Now, coming in at number 14 is Predators from 2010. Now, although I did try to watch this film at one time and couldn't get into it, but when I saw it was on Prime, I thought, why not give it another chance? And I did, and it was pretty good in some ways. Not quite the best Predator movie, but it comes close. I mean, with a pretty good cast that included Adrian Brody and Topher Grace, Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, this film did give us some pretty good gruesome kills in some ways. But overall, it's not too bad. Maybe not too horrifying because it was more sci-fi adventure than a horror one. Oh well. Predators, it's not too bad of a movie though. Now coming in at number 13 is Cop Shop, which recently came to theaters this month. Well, this movie was pretty good. I mean, I liked the performances we got from Gerard Butler and Frank Grillo and some of the other cast members. It's just they had some minor issues. You'll know it if you saw my spoiler-free review of it. But even so, it was pretty action-packed. I like the setting where it took place at a police station in a small town where the jail cells were, wow, yeah. This was pretty fun and what have you. And I liked the gunplay in it. It was totally awesome, and that's all I can tell you. But it was just a lot of action-packed, bloody fun. I really thought Cop Shop was pretty awesome. Now, coming in at number 12 is The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, which came out this past summer. I recently got it on DVD. I will do a spoiler-free review of it next month, since I've already reviewed the first two installments. Now, this, I thought was still pretty good in some ways. Well, not as good as the first two, though, but it manages to try and do its best, though. Well, I will say that I do like it just because of the performances we got from our main characters, our main stars anyway. Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga, back again as Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are tackling their biggest case yet. Yeah. I know, I can understand, sometimes some people who have talked about these films kind of don't believe in what the Warrens did, though. I mean, even though they're dead now. But anyway, I can say that this film tries its extreme best, but again, not as good as the first two, though. I need to rewatch it, and I will. But I'm going to try and do three different kinds of rankings. Now, I'll do the regular rewatches, but for Spooktacular October, I'm going to be doing a special Spooktacular rewatches ranking. I think that's what I'll do. But I'll still do the regular rewatches and first time watches. You'll get word on that. Details to follow, okay? Anyway, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, it's pretty shocking in some ways. It didn't really scare me at all much, though. But still, it's good in some ways, though. Now, coming in at number 11 is The Mummy from 1932. I thought this was pretty good in some ways. I've been wanting to see this for some time. I think I've seen maybe a tiny bit of it, but I don't think I saw all of it, so this is considered first time watch for me. Anyway, the film's pretty good. I recently got that as part of the Universal Classic Monsters collection. You'll see that in The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, when I show you my pickups vid later on this week. Boris Karloff is really good as our main character. We got a pretty good cast, and I gotta say, it's really something. Now, I'm sorry I don't have this on the schedule for Spooktacular October, but don't worry, expect some reviews of some of those classic monster flicks coming up. Again, details to follow. I will do The Mummy maybe next year for its anniversary, but I might do it a little early though. But I don't know. Just stay tuned. And I will review the Brendan Fraser movies as well. I have yet to see the Tom Cruise remake, which I know a lot of people weren't too thrilled with and all that jazz, but hey, I'm an understanding person though. Okay, enough said. Let's get into the top 10 now. Coming in at number 10 is The Hills Have Eyes from 2006. Now, after I had seen the original from Wes Craven a few times, expect a review of that next month. I was thinking about doing these, but I took them off. But I may change my mind and bring them back up since, even though I got the schedule fixed, booked already, but I might put some extra reviews. You'll get word on them when I think about adding them, okay? So I humbly apologize for that. But this film's pretty good in some ways. I like how it's being bloody and gory and what have you. This cast isn't too bad with Aaron Stanford from X2 and X-Men The Last Stand. Let's see, Kathleen Quinlan, Vanessa Shaw, and heck, even Ted Levine, who played, Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. And of course, one of my guilty pleasures, Evolution, which I had planned to review, but unfortunately I've delayed it. But don't worry, you'll get it soon, okay? Possibly in November, okay? I think I'll do that as one of the films to promote Ghostbusters Afterlife, if we'll still get it in November, of course. But anyway, The Hills Have Eyes is pretty freaky and what have you. Well, I like the original Wes Craven version just a bit more, but hey, this comes right behind it. Now, I have yet to see the follow-up to this, but I will get a chance to watch it on Tubi next month. It will also be on IMDb TV as well. The same thing with this one as well. It was on Tubi, but I'm afraid they're going to be dropping it soon. So, anyway, The Hills Have Eyes 2006, and it's pretty good in some ways. Alright, now coming in at number 9 is The Taking of Pelham 123 from 2009. Now, although I watched the original from 1974 last month, I figured I'd give the remake a try, and it's not too bad. I mean, while I had a little bit more liking for the original, but this one comes right up there. Directed by Tony Scott, I think that was pretty good. And I gotta tell you, it was pretty good, but I found out it's not the first time it was remade. I found out it was remade as a television flick in 1998, if I am not mistaken. Yes, but I've never seen that one though. Anyway, Denzel Washington is pretty good in this. I like them, John Turturro and Michael Rispoli, Louis Guzman, and even the late great James Gandolfini. But I like John Travolta in this. Man, he was wow as the bad guy in this flick. I gotta say, he's really something. This is probably the best performance I've seen of his as a bad guy to date. Believe me. But you don't have to take my word for it. But this film was pretty suspenseful. And boy, it was pretty darn awesome. Now coming in at number 8 is Dear Evan Hansen, which just recently came to theaters. I gotta say, this wasn't too bad of a flick. I mean, while despite getting this by the critics and what have you, this film does provide a good feel to it with its music and cast. Well, the supporting cast was mostly good. Ben Platt playing the title character, even though he's 27 right now. Well, he still did a reasonably good job as the title character, like he did in the actual musical. But I liked the rest of the cast. That included Caitlin Dever and let's see, Julianne Moore, Amy Adams. Yeah, that was all pretty good. Yeah. Still, I think this film was just so good. And I gotta say, I gotta give it credit. Mhm. Yeah, you still should check out. Don't mind what the critics say. Check out my spoiler-free review if you haven't seen it yet. Now, coming in at number 7 is Cry Macho, another film that I recently did a spoiler-free review of, and I'm gonna say it's good too. I mean, while Clint Eastwood does a good job in this, and with his directing as well, not one of his best movies, but it manages to try and do its best. Especially since it has a pretty good group of others in the cast, like Dwight Yoakam and Eduardo Minette. They were pretty good. The rest of the cast isn't too bad. I mean, while Clint might be very old now in his 90s, still, it's a pretty decent drama flick and what have you, I have to say. And Macho, of course, it's Rooster, I gotta say, is really something too. I mean, you gotta see this here bird in action. Really something, you know. But anyway, Cry Macho, it's not too bad of a movie. Now, coming in at number 6 is Flight of the Navigator from 1986. Now, although I did try to watch this film one time and didn't catch on with, but I thought I'd give the film another chance and watched it on Disney Plus, and I must say it was really something. With a pretty good cast that includes young Joey Kramer along with Howard Hessman, Sarah Jessica Parker, Veronica Cartwright, and Cliff DeYoung. It's not too bad. Paul Pee Wee Herman Rubens voices the artificial intelligence of the spaceship this young boy gets in, and I'm going to say it's awesome, and he's hysterical. Although, of course, Rubens went under a pseudonym, Paul Mall, for the role. Yeah, like cigarettes. And anyway, this boy gets transported from 78 to 86. That's really something. I really did enjoy this, and it really changed my opinion on it. This is a great sci-fi flick. I think you'll enjoy it if you give it a try. And I did a review of this not so long ago. So anyway, it's not too bad of a movie. Especially, I think your kids will like it too. Now, coming in at number 5 is Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing from 1989. Now, I have been having thoughts of watching this, and I watched it on Prime. I gotta say, this film's really something. Spike Lee does a great job in his direction for this, and also his portrayal of this here pizza boy in this. With a great cast of others that include Danny Aiello, Ossie Davis, Ruby Dee, Giancarlo Esposito, Bill Nunn, John Turturro, and heck, even Samuel L. Jackson, and of course featuring the film debuts of Rosie Perez and even Martin Lawrence. This film's really something. I kind of feel bad that I had not seen this since it came out. So I watched it and I got a kick out of it. It was really darn awesome. I think I'll review this sometime down the road. Possibly maybe for a celebration of Black History Month in February. We'll see what happens. But this film is definitely a pretty good dramedy. I really thought it was pretty good. Now coming in at number 4 is The Invisible Man from 1933. Now, I had probably seen bits of this film, but not all of it. I gotta say, this film's pretty good. Now, I have yet to see the remake from last year, though. Well, if I happen to encounter it or check it out someday, I will check it out and review it sometime. But anyway, this film's pretty good. Based on H.G. Wells' novel of the same name, I gotta say, it's got pretty good cast. That includes Claude Rains, who plays the title character, Gloria Stewart, and Henry Travers before he played Clarence in It's a Wonderful Life. This is pretty good. I really did think this was another pretty good Universal monster flick, though. Well, I'm sorry I don't have that confirmed for Spooktacular October, but however, I will say that if there's a chance I squeeze in there, you might get, or you might get another time. Just wait until I maybe see the remake, though. That probably would be the thing to do. But The Invisible Man, I gotta say, it's a good sci-fi horror flick, and it's pretty darn awesome. Now, coming in at number 3 is Commando from 1985. Now, I have seen bits of this film before, but I don't recall seeing the whole movie though. But I gotta tell you, after doing The Terminator, Schwarzenegger nails it with this film. Along with a host of others in this cast, that includes Ray Don Chung, Dan Hedaya, and even young Alyssa Milano, who was already a big star on TV's Who's the Boss at the time. But this film's so action-packed. I think if I think of doing a Schwarzenegger flicks ranking sometime down the road, this will definitely be on there. Because even though while I liked him as the Terminator, but he comes close with as this. So anyway, I think Commando is just so awesome. It's intense, action-packed. Just what you could get, just all the stuff you can get from a Schwarzenegger movie, you know. Alright, now coming in at number 2. Yeah, number 2 is The Wolfman from 1941. Now, you will get a review of this next month, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think I've got that confirmed. Yes, I got that confirmed on the schedule for Spooktacular October. I must say, this is a really good movie, especially since it's Universal and what have you. Claude Rains is in this, plus several others. Lon Chaney, Bela Lugosi, you know him as Dracula. And several others. Warren William, Ralph Bellamy, Patrick Knowles. Yeah. This is a pretty good monster flick. I will review this next month. I have seen maybe bits and pieces of this film, but I don't recall seeing the movie completely. But anyway, I got to watch y'all, and I thought it was pretty good. So you might get a review of it. Oh, wait, duh! How silly me. I already have it on my schedule. You'll find out when I do it, when I do give you the schedule later on. But The Wolfman, it's really good. This is another good Universal monster flick. And now, coming in at number 1 is ShangChi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which has now become the biggest movie of this year now, surpassing Black Widow. Yes. Marvel's latest film, which has spent the whole month of September on top of the box office. I'm very impressed. But that could change when Vim's next film comes around this weekend. But anyway, I love this film. This was another blast from Marvel Studios. The performances we got from Simu Liu as our title character was absolutely awesome. This also had lots of other good performances. Awkwafina, Ben Kingsley. Yeah, just about all you can get. Tony Leung. Man, everybody was really good in this. The action in this was awesome. The final battle was really awesome. I just enjoyed every bit of this. This was just a big surprise for me. So, anyway, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, that's awesome. Really cool. And it's my top first time watch of September 2021. And that's it. Alright, so what did you think of this here ranking? You can let me know what you thought about it in the comments section below. You can tell me what you watched in September. You can give me a top 5 or a top 3 or whatever if you wish. If you don't, but it's up to you. It's your choice. But anyway, Let me know what you thought about the ranking in the comment section below is why I'd like to know more. Thank you for watching. You can click the like button below, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time when I bring to you my September 2021 rewatches ranking, which I'll do that next before I do the Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego Wide World of Game Shows episode. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider check out some of these other fun-filled vids I just did. In the upper left-hand corner is the spoiler-free review I did for the movie that just topped this ranking, ShangChi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my recent review for Flight of the Navigator. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my playlist for the Crocodile Dundee trilogy, which Crocodile Dundee recently turned 35 the other day. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc. Then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.